Hi guys, today's video is, I don't know, it's a bit unplanned I guess. Definitely was something I wanted to film. I'm so sorry, it sounds like my voice is like really messed up because I can't move my neck and for some reason that's making me sound funny. I've got an issue with my neck and I can't move it properly, so for some reason I can't talk properly either. Yeah, today's video is something I really wanted to film and I had the intention of filming it ages ago. But I wanted to talk about bullying. And this isn't coming from some childhood bullying experience that I had when I was younger. So a lot of you are going to think, well, you don't really understand what bullying is. You're just talking crap. I get YouTube hate quite a lot. And that, I guess, was what was prompting me to make this video. I was going to write a list of all the mean comments I get and then just like read them out to you like other YouTubers do. But I'm not going to do that because all the comments are like open for everyone to see. Like all the comments I got on my videos, they're not hidden, like you can see them. I don't really delete stuff that often. But I felt the need to make this video because I can imagine that when you're a teenager, bullying is just horrible at school. Like it must be horrible. I was never bullied at school, but I remember people that were bullied at school and I remember thinking, why are they picking on them? I don't know if I wasn't bullied because I don't think I stuck out that much. Like I feel like the people that were bullied at school were stuck out and I feel like they were just themselves, and because they didn't blend into everyone else and they wanted to be different and they stuck out for various reasons, you know, things that they liked, hobbies that they had, I guess the way they looked to a certain extent. I was probably the only brown person in my whole class, but I wasn't bullied. I don't know why. I could have been. I'm not really sure what I'm trying to say, but all I know is that people are horrible. There are people out there that are just horrible. I think people that are genuinely happy with themselves and I think people that genuinely have happy lives don't tend to end up being bullies. So based on that theory of mine, I feel like anyone that's a bully is obviously going through something else. That's not to say that I feel sorry for bullies, but I feel like we should look deep inside to why people bully. And honestly, there'll be a reason why people bully. And I feel like it's because something about themselves they're not happy with, so they will put other people down to make themselves feel better. And bullying can vary. Like it can be lots of different little things. So it can be picking on someone at school, calling people names, it can be hiding their stuff, it can be pushing them around in the playground, it can be chasing them after school, it can be online abuse, it can be text messages, it can be Facebook chat, it can be literally, there are so many forms of bullying. And I think social media has now made it a little bit easier for people to get bullied, I guess, because I guess people don't report like the odd nasty comment or people don't report like the odd text message from a friend. And I think a lot of people wouldn't come forward because they are either thinking that maybe they're not being bullied, it's just someone picking on them at school. But picking on someone at school is a form of bullying. So it shouldn't happen. You should be able to get by your school day without having to worry about somebody or a particular group of people in your class. If you are a bully, you probably don't, I don't even know, do you realise that you're doing it? If you're calling people names, if, like I said, if you're hiding people's stuff, if you're picking on them or pushing on them or teasing them, this is all forms of bullying. So if you do this, if you're like one of those groups of girls or guys that laugh at people when they walk past or stare at people when they go past, anything you do to make that person feel uncomfortable, that is a form of bullying. So if you are one of these people and you don't realise you're a bully, like please listen to what I'm saying, because if it just makes a couple of people realise that actually, do you know what, I do pick on this girl at school because she's a little bit different, or when someone else picks on her, I laugh along with it because it's just funny, that you're kind of encouraging the bullies. I feel like if somebody's bullying someone and people respond and people laugh and people thrive on it, the bully's going to keep doing it. And if you just don't respond to them and just kind of ignore them, they'll soon feel stupid for bullying someone and I think they'll probably just give up. The other thing is, if you are being bullied, don't retaliate, I would say. And obviously, unless they're trying to beat you up, obviously defend yourself. But if you are getting nasty messages from somebody, don't delete them, keep them, don't respond anything, just absolutely ignore them. And you need to show somebody, like you need to show a teacher, you need to show a parent. If you're too scared to show a parent because you think they're not going to take you seriously, then you need to speak to someone like the school nurse or somebody at school, one of your teachers that you trust. You need to speak to them, because if you don't do anything, the bully's going to carry on bullying because they're not going to see any repercussion or consequence of what they're doing. So if you are being bullied by somebody, honestly, I know the hardest thing is to like admit to it and go and tell somebody, because either number one, you're worried that no one's going to take you seriously. Number two, you're worried that actually the bully will get spoken to and then it will get a lot worse. I don't think the school is doing a very good justice to the world if they are not doing something about it. And, you know, we've seen bullying occurring to the point where people have actually taken their own lives, which I think is disgusting. And a lot of forms of that were actually online bullying and bullying at school. And the worst thing is when the bully gets loads of people on their side. And that, I guess, happens when the victim responds. So if you respond, I guess you're just egging them on a little bit more. If you just ignore it and act like you don't care and it doesn't bother you, even though you're dying inside, I feel like after a while they're just going to get bored. I don't know. I've never been in the situation. All I know is that if I get hate on YouTube, if I respond to it, I'm almost provoking them to respond back, and I'm provoking them to dislike me even more, and I'm provoking other people to jump on the bandwagon and think, oh look, the fight's going to break out in the YouTube comments, like everybody just go and have a look. If I don't respond and I just ignore it, I tend to find that that same person doesn't then hate on the rest of my videos. I have noticed a couple of people in the past where I've felt the need to respond to them because what they've said has been completely unreasonable and completely unjustified. And I guess it's a bit different when somebody has an opinion on what I'm saying and they don't agree with it, but they say it in a really harsh way, compared to if somebody's picking on the way that I look, or they're saying a nasty thing about my accent or the way I look, and they're calling me ugly, they're calling me fat, they're calling me who'd want you anyway, you're disgusting, look at you Indian, beep, 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 beep. There are lots of racist people on the internet that just don't like me for the fact that I'm Indian. And I don't care. I think that's really ignorant, and I kind of feel sorry for them because I think, I don't know, like, you can't go through life and just hate all races or hate people that are slightly different colour to you. You can't go through life like that. So I kind of just feel sorry for them. The things I guess that do upset me are if I get comments about my video content and people say to me, you know what, just give up YouTube because you're shit. That, I guess, upsets me because I think if you don't like the content, don't watch it. And I know that there are people out there that do like what I do and do watch my videos because they like what I do and they do like the stuff that I talk about and they can relate to the stuff that I talk about. The stuff I don't like is, like I said, when I've put loads of effort into a video or planning it or taking time out of my day to make a video and then people are like, this is shit, you should just give up YouTube, you're crap, your videos are so boring, blah blah blah. Obviously I'm going to evolve as a person. Like, my videos are not always going to be the same. I was in my mid-20s when I started making YouTube videos and now I'm in my 30s. So my content is going to change a lot of the time and my opinion on stuff is going to change. And I guess if my viewers don't grow up with me, then they're not really going to understand my content and what I do. So I don't expect all subscribers to be loyal forever, because as I grow, my content might not appeal to them and they might get really bored of what I'm doing, but that's fine. So I don't know how much detail I want to go into in terms of YouTube hate. I could make a video about like all the mean comments I get and just show you guys the kind of stuff I have to put up with. And if you want to see that, I'm happy to make that video and show you like the comments I get, because I know that people have done it before and actually I'm quite interested to see. When I see that other people get the same comments, I know it sounds awful, but it kind of makes me feel a bit better. Like, it's not just me that gets hate. So I figured I'm not friends with every single person in the world. I don't appeal to every single person in the world. I don't make content that every single person in the world would want to listen to. In terms of my appearance, yep, again, people probably think I'm ugly, and that's okay, that's fine, but just don't watch my videos and don't tell me, because I have insecurities as well. Like, I don't wake up in the morning and feel good about myself. I feel like the worst part of it is just when bullies get away with it. And if we let them get away with it, it's like the worst thing possible, because they're just going to carry on doing it to other people and they're going to get away with it, and the victim's going to suffer, your schoolwork's going to suffer. And I'm not saying bullying only happens when you're at school. Obviously it doesn't. But I feel like people need to just stick together. And if you are one of these people, these are the people I feel like I can appeal to. So if you're in a group of friends and you don't actively do the bullying, but you partake by laughing and giggling and sneering at people, then you are part of the bullying crew. So please don't do that. Like, just turn the tables around and pretend that was you. Just stop bullying people. Bullying takes lives. Bullying makes people go home and feel like traumatized. Bullying stops you enjoying your childhood and, you know, your life. People are different. You're not going to like everybody in the world, and people just need to accept that. That's why there are different groups of people at school and people are friends with different people, because not everybody is going to get on. You're not going to understand every single person. You're not going to get why a certain person likes doing this or likes doing that. So bullying is just a form of you dealing with your own insecurities. And if you're a bully, then basically you're just a sad, pathetic person, especially if you're like an internet troll with no picture and just like horrible comments on people's stuff telling them that they need to die and stuff like that. I just feel like you need to go and F yourself. And I'm sorry, as blunt as it sounds, but I think from now on, I might remove like any hate comments. Some of the personal stuff I did at the beginning I used to get really upset about. And I remember telling Harry, oh, this person hates me, like this person doesn't like me, person thinks I'm ugly, this person, and those sort of like superficial things used to really bother me. And I guess I've had a few comments lately that have made me feel a little bit crappy about my videos and about what I do, and you guys were really sweet about it, and I know, you know, a lot of people gave me the motivation just to carry on making videos. I think if you're being bullied, like I said, you need to tell somebody, you need to keep a diary of it, almost like as evidence, and if it's online, you've got no problem because you can just keep track of everything. Just don't respond to them, because that's probably the worst thing you can do. If you respond to someone that's bullying you, they're just going to carry on because they're like, oh, this person's responding. That's what they want. They want you to react to them, and that's what they want. So please don't react to a bully. Go on, there are a couple of different websites I'm going to put in the description bar below for advice on bullying. So if you really don't feel like you can speak to somebody that you know, or you don't speak to somebody that is a relative of you, or a school, or a friend that you think, okay, well, what are they going to do about it? There are a couple of websites I'm going to put underneath that will give you some advice on bullying. Obviously, I can shed some advice if anyone wants any, but it's very, very hard when I'm not in the situation. So I've had a couple of messages from girls that are being bullied, and that's kind of what prompted this video, as well as some YouTube hate that I was getting anyway. Bullying does come in all shapes and forms, and I think it's so easy now for people to get bullied online and people just ignore it. So block people. If people are bullying you online, then just block them. Just block their asses and don't have to deal with that again. It's, you know, it's really hard when you're at school, because I don't know the situation, but I remember seeing people that were bullied and I remember not doing jack all about it, and that meant, and I look back on it now and I feel terrible, and I feel like, do you know what, I should have stepped in. I wasn't horrible, I didn't even particularly laugh along, I just did nothing, and I look back at it and I think, my god, I was a really horrible person. So yeah, if you know someone that's being bullied, put yourself in their situation, put yourself in their shoes, and just try and help them and friend somebody that's being bullied. And if not, tell a teacher. They might not want to tell somebody themselves because they might worry that person's going to say that this person snitched on me. Go and tell somebody if you know somebody that's being bullied, because I just feel like people, like too many people out there are dealing with it, and they're not telling anybody because they're worried nothing's going to happen. Or I think the worst fear is the bullying's going to get worse. Teachers can do stuff. Teachers can definitely do stuff. They can keep an eye on you. They can change your classrooms. They can put you in different groups. They can definitely keep an eye on you. So don't be scared to tell somebody. Teachers are used to this. They're trained for this kind of stuff. I hope that kind of sheds a little bit of light. I hope it kind of makes some people that are bullying out there think about what they're doing. And the people that are in the middle, like me, that kind of observed and didn't really do anything about it, like, please step in, because you might, I don't know, you might save a life. This is going to sound really ridiculous, but you may save a life. So please take on board what I've said. Leave your opinions in the comment below, because I would love to hear your stories, your feedback, and just your opinions on stuff. And, you know, if you are a bully and then you realise that you're a bully, like, please tell me in the comments below, because if I've made one person think about what they do to that little poor child at school, I will feel so much better. So have a great day. Please subscribe, thumbs up, and give me lots of requests. I take requests on Twitter, on Instagram, and obviously on YouTube, and I'll always have a look at the comments. So please subscribe if you want to see more of these kind of videos, and I will see you guys very soon.